today I'm working on yet another, what is this, a 362 SC. This machine has actually been here 2 times before, I believe. It's having a problem with the engine, and through talking through suppliers and a couple of dealers that deal with these engines, we found out that these motors, especially the first generation like this one, has a significant problem and issue with the heads. The original issue with this machine was that it bent a push rod. Actually bent both of the push rods, intake and exhaust push rods on this. And so, like I said, talking to our dealers and stuff like that, he notified us that this is a common issue on these Vanguard 35 horsepower. I think it's 31 to 35 horsepower range, 876 cubic inches or something like that. But they have a known issue with the head. What ends up happening is the little valve tappets that actually push the push rods, they get stuck. And as this motor is turning, if that poppet gets stuck, then the valves won't open, and it ends up bending the push rods because the crank is still pushing on them. What we're going to do today is we're going to take off our right side head. It's actually bank 1, and we're going to replace the whole head, replace the head gasket and all the gaskets obviously, and also put new push rods. We're going to take you through the valve adjustment again like we did earlier. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's check this head out. I'm gonna remove our air cleaner, also remove our whole exhaust. So our main point here is gaining access. The head is this side. I don't really necessarily have to remove the air cleaner, but I'm going to just to get more room. So we're gonna take off after the valve cover. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe there's 4 bolts holding the head down. And then also taking off our front cover just to get all of this stuff exposed. I don't know if there's anything else behind this cover that's holding our head down, but I mean, it'll also be good to take it off, clean it. In here there should be 2 magnets. They call it the stator or something like that, or generator. That's what actually provides electricity, because on these small motors there's no actual alternator. So they have 2 little magnets here that creates electricity for the machine to run. So we're going to take off the front cover and make sure all those are cleaned and everything else, just to make sure that we don't have any other issues that might arise later on down the road that's not pertaining to the head. Just want to get everything off and make sure everything's good. It's kind of corroded. Oh, there's power there.
So you got the air cleaner off.
Yeah, air cleaner is off. Our choke and our ignition. So next we're gonna work on getting our front cover off, and then we'll have more access there. And then we'll work on getting our exhaust. This is our mini oil cooler for the engine. It takes our engine oil, throws it through this little Eggo waffle. It cools it off. I'm just trying to dig into this thing, get it a little bit more exposed. This is a heat shield that they put around the head just to dissipate heat a little bit better. Taking all this stuff off. It should get hard, but I think we're making progress. I haven't used this tool in ages. Still works like a charm.
What is it?
It's they call these what do they call them? I don't know. Hose clamp pliers, hose clamp something.
You just start making shit up, don't you?
Yeah, mostly. Hmm.
Look at the cameraman over there.
A master at work.
Oh, that asshole talking shit. Yeah. Our intake, carburetor, intake runners. Set this to the side. Just need to get access to here. This is our intake side of the head. So as you can see, this whole chunk right here, this is our actual head. So we have this whole replacement piece to replace. These are the magnets, the generator magnets that I was telling you guys about. Oh, actually, these are the ignition coils, I'm sorry. These are what provide sparks here. So they have like those little holes. That's actually how it reads. Once it passes through here, that's how it reads and creates the electricity to spark at the correct time. Let's go. Break time, doggies.
Why, you don't want to take a break? Because I am. I already asked the boss and he said I could.
In that case. Okay, so these are
we rolling here?
2 grounds. Yeah, I'm just gotta get access.
Got a very dirty
all of
machine there.
Front side is open. Yeah, I'm about to blow it off right now. One second.
Did you bring food?
Take that. I brought lunch. I don't have breakfast.
It sounds like a cup of noodle soup situation. Well, let's go. You take a glass of water. I'll eat some hearty breakfast.
What? I hate it here. Okay, so at this point, our head is pretty much fully exposed. We took all the shrouding off. Obviously, no exhaust manifold. Front cover is off. Intake manifold is also off. So we can see all the way around the head. This is our head that we're going to be replacing here. So we're going to go ahead and pull off our valve cover. I think there's one big bolt that goes through here. I guess not. No bolt in there. So we had already previously taken this apart, find the damage again, and it was the same issue as before. I don't know where our old parts are, but both of the push rods that were in there came out to be bent again. Actually, I believe the valve was getting stuck, not the tappet. I think earlier I said that the tappet was getting stuck, but I believe it's the valves that get stuck. And this one, as you can see, our valve seal right there actually came off inside of there. Let's go ahead and take off this head. We have 6 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to be using a metric 14 socket. And just pull these off. Oh, good thing this one's crashed. But so yeah, one of these is getting stuck. I don't know. I believe it's the exhaust. We also want to double check our combustion chamber.
What's going on over here?
This line, I don't know if that's supposed to be there.
Something fell in. Is something missing out of the head?
But feel the line and look at it, it almost looks like a machine. Which I don't see why, but
No.
it's good. But remember, it's because both of the valves are closed. Push rods are out.
It looks like a machine.
Yeah, it looks like a machine line. Huh? But you could feel it though. That's the only thing that I don't like.
Because you can see even like where
'Cause
the
it goes
piston
higher.
doesn't ride,
Yeah.
it went all the way up there. So it's got to be machined in there for whatever reason. Those are the this hydro.
Tappets, yeah.
Are they free? One looks higher than, well, they always have to be higher than the other. It's supposed to freely come up and down.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the other one? All right.
This is our new head, cleaned up. So we're gonna go ahead and slap this on.
Slap it on.
We're getting ready to torque our head down. Our torque specs on this are 350 inch-pounds for the bolts. So we have a torque wrench here. This is in actually foot-pounds. So we converted 350 inch-pounds to foot-pounds, and we get around 29.1, or more or less about 40 newton meters. So we have our torque wrench set now. Now we're gonna go ahead and drop our bolts in and get this head torqued down. I'm going with all new head bolts here just to ensure we don't have any issues. Old bolts, if you reuse them, it's not so common in these small motors, but in bigger motors, if you reuse head bolts and stuff like that, the threads could potentially be stretched, so we won't get an accurate torque, and then we could have possible problems down the line. So if you can, you should always install new head bolts. Just gonna go ahead and get all of these cinched down a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and do the final torque. All right, so here we're gonna move center out. So we're gonna start here. We'll do preliminary torque. So you hear that click, just like that. Just like that. Go over, and there we are. One looks like it's in better condition. We're gonna set in our exhaust manifold gasket. I'm gonna reuse this one on this side. The other side will get a brand new. Here we're doing 15 foot-pounds on the exhaust manifold. What the shit? Alright, those two are good. Finish bolting this up, and then we'll move on to the intake side. This is a pretty cool tool. It's called a stud remover. So it goes onto here, has little jaws in there. So we're gonna go past our threads here so I don't damage the thread. Alright, so broke out some of my cool tools here. And this is a stud remover. It has little teeth in there, grabs onto the studs. And it's pretty cool because they go through. So you don't damage threads like that if you're too far. Go ahead and lock it up right there, it's locked. Make it no damage on the stud or anything like that. Perfect. And it works both ways. You can tighten and loosen either way. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this over here and install this on our new head. We got a new fresh intake manifold gasket. This one's clean, good there. Oh, one plate that I took off here. I found the push rods. We hid them in the hood over there. So I found them. So we're going to go ahead and install our push rods to our valve lash adjustment. Rocker arm stud, 100 inch-pounds. Clearance, lash the intake point 006, lash the exhaust point 008. Now final step, we have a new gasket for our valve cover here. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this on and torque it to spec. And then all of our head work is done there, and then we'll just move on and put our front cover back on, and the little fan and whatnot, and just a bunch of little detail stuff. But for the most part, all of our head repair is done. Oh, really? Oh, Allie? Now the bolts fast, man. Does that mean it's coming together, or does that mean I lost some? Tell me, Richie, speak.
I don't know, dude.
This goes there. Damn it. Moment of truth.
Oh, bro.
Just like
a little
we gotta install the filter. Just touch it.
Alright, alright,
Alright.
alright.
He's gonna touch it.
Ah!
Do it.
No, does it hurt?
No, touch it like a man.
No! Don't tell me! Does it hurt? Ah! No, there's nothing happening!
That's why I touched it.
Oh! No, dude.
It's freaking super blown out and crushing because they failed to replace the primary filter on time. This one's still pretty good. Easy way to check your filters is to see light. You look through the inside, and if you see light coming through it and you have minimal blockage, if you can't see any light pass through it, then your filter is way past due. It's clogged. You end up starving your motor. A lot of times too, you'll have something like this on a machine. This is called a filter minder. So basically, if you look through this glass here, it's clear. Once the filter gets old, you'll see that red starts to come down, and so this whole thing will turn red. This is basically a vacuum meter. So if this filter is very clogged, it'll create a high amount of positive, actually negative pressure here, which will create a vacuum and suction. So it'll actually pull that red piece down, and that kind of tells you that this filter is ready to be changed. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see if this thing fires up. Do first fire. The plugs are there. We'll choke it. Oh my God. Hell yeah. Alright, so there you have it. Replace the head. Thing runs, sounds very, very good. But I guess the true test comes with the customer. So we're gonna get this thing delivered and see what happens. If what do they say? No news is good news, something like that. So if he comes and picks this thing up and we don't hear from him for a couple weeks or a couple months, then I'll say we did the thing. But sounds very good right now, sounds healthy, and fired up first try, so I don't think we have any issues there. I think this thing's ready to go.